Let's fucking go.
The Emperor has been expecting you.
Hi everyone and welcome to 1/6 Figure Focus, and you're very welcome back to another live stream called Collection Direction. I kind of do these shows, I've done 4 of them so far. This is episode number 5 or live stream number 5 of Collection Direction. And yeah, basically I outline, you know, where I'm at the moment. It usually kind of coincides with after I've done a collection tour. So obviously my collection tour Mark IV has been uploaded, and very happy with how it turned out. So this kind of series of live streams, I just kind of outline, you know, the current number of figures or 6 scale, quarter scale vehicles in my collection, any updates on displays, updates on maybe lighting, CCFLs, Neo LEDs, anything that I have sold or parted with, anything that maybe I'm potentially thinking about selling or parting with. New figures since the last time I did this was about a year ago, so there's quite an amount. Kind of updated pre-order list, and then kind of wish list stuff that's not on the pre-order list but more than likely will be. Let's have a look at the chat. Let's have a check on the chat. Bit of a strange time for a time for a live stream. I kind of randomly did it. Just took a notion, got a bunch of stuff. It was very productive today. Very productive day. A very, very productive day. And it's one of those days when it's like, oh, it's only 3 o'clock and it feels about 6. So that's always a good sign you're getting stuff done. So time to be unproductive and have a chat with you fine people about collecting 6 scale movies, TV, pop culture, that type of thing. So do I have my banners? I do. Do I have the old background music? I do. And let's have a look at some of the... We got 15 people watching live. Thank you very much if you're watching live. Or if you're watching on the replay, much appreciated. Yeah, so hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and please consider supporting the channel by becoming a channel member if you want to support the channel in an additional way. Absolutely no obligation. It is greatly appreciated. We've got 2 different tiers. We've got the Troopers and the Commander tiers, and they both have kind of little additional extra perks. Okay, so and it's look there. It's fairly simple stuff. You know, you got the customized emojis. You got shout outs, kind of priority comment reply in the chat and the videos and stuff like that. Some early release videos. Sometimes I put kind of shorts and stuff like that up specifically for channel members, and of course the giveaways as well. So look, it's greatly appreciated, and yeah, thanks. We got Rogue One Photography. So Phil, who is a very talented photographer. So if you haven't done it, go over and follow him on Rogue One Photography on Instagram. He is a channel member. He's a panel member. He's usually with us. He's probably one of the more consistent ones as well. He's usually with us every Monday night on the Hope Show. And he is a mod as well. So behave yourselves. Speaking of behaving yourself, Shiny Shiny. Shiny Shiny being funny. Commanders, smiley face. Troopers, neutral. And then chat, puke. It's just you, Shiny. Wasn't it really funny when I put up the teaser for the teaser trailer for my Mark IV collection tour, and it said Monday, you know, as in it's going to come out on Monday, and then you wrote Saturday, and you looked so silly. Yeah, someone in the comments called you out. It's about time. It's about time, Shiny Shiny. You got caught out. Shiny Shiny got tea in my favorite mug. About to listen to people talk autistically about figures for an hour or so. Autistically, artistically, could be a bit of both. Could be a bit of both. All jokes aside, Shiny Shiny, I know you have a sense of humor, and thank you very much for it. Austin Collects, who is a channel member, greatly appreciated. Thank you. Good morning from Illinois. Thank you very much. What's the weather like in Illinois? Is Illinois very cold around this time of year? For some reason I associate Illinois with snow, or maybe I'm way off the mark there. Let me know. Universal Key, thank you very much for being here. Neilerific, another channel member, thank you very much. Very consistent, dedicated channel member. Good day, Shane. Was turning on the footy kickoffs and saw you were online. Happy Saturday. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Who's your team, Neil? Assume you're talking about Premier League. Who's your team? We have the guitar shredder himself in here. Respect the Lord, Ryan. Hi, Shane. Just playing guitar while watching you. Good stuff. What are you? What type of music are you playing? You're kind of a bit of a metalhead, aren't you? What type of? What are you doing? Are you doing covers? Are you doing originals? Are you doing solos? What are you doing? Let us know. Hello, everyone. OG fan when Star Wars was just Star Wars. I remember a long time, even before I had a, even like an Instagram for collecting, or long before I had a YouTube channel. I used to watch a lot of YouTube streams, and OG Star Wars fan when Star Wars was just Star Wars was pretty much everywhere. So no problem at all. Phil, we got Shiny. Yeah, I knew you'd be able to take a joke, Shiny. You're well able to give them out anyway. Mark Mitchell, thank you very much for being here, another channel member. And of course we have Neilerific saying Liverpool is his team. Austin collects Jazz Inc. 89 is shipped. Interesting. That's actually something we're going to be talking about briefly today. I have mine fully paid off. I just have to pay the shipping, but at the moment I'm delaying that off. It's a staggered things. Yesterday it was minus 22 degrees Fahrenheit, which is minus 30 degrees Celsius. Yeah, I thought Illinois was cold. Alright, so let's get started on this. Get some kind of basics out of the way. So currently we're at 4,378. I think it's safe to say we're on the journey to 5k subscribers, which would be a huge milestone. So thank you very much to anyone who's watching now or watching in a replay who is subscribing. If you're not, please just hit the subscribe button. Makes it easier to track the videos when they come out, and it does help out the channel. So we got members. So we got some gifted members. We got Darren 2501, Andre the Movie Canon, Geo, who joined us on the Hope Show Monday night. We got Andreas IB and Dogito. The Troopers, we got Parks Industries, Stanley, Vita, Tiny Art Guy, Figurecraft, Bleared Dad, Life 16 Shooter, Figures and Fandom, Yomo, Howard Potts, Ancient Silver Fox, Jose G. Hernandez, Brian Wong, The Ben Thomas Show, Eddie Money Mendez, Jim Collector, Lancelot's Nerd Corner, Mike L, and we got Ryan Smith as well. Good stuff. So for the Commanders tier, one of the biggest benefits is that you get your YouTube handle displayed at the end of all the content like a producer. For like all the pre-order previews, the unboxings, the reviews, the live stream, they're all part of the outro like this. So shout out to the channel members, Troopers and Commanders, and these ones here are the Commanders. Thank you very much. So as you know, the every December I've done this. I think it's the 3rd December I've done it for. So we do this kind of like a charity thing where I donate the December revenue to Children's Health Ireland. They're a charity foundation. They work with Temple Street and Crumlin hospitals, basically children's hospitals in Ireland and Dublin. And all of the channel revenue, so anything like, say, all of the revenue from the channel members, Troopers, Commanders, any super chats, any super thanks, and any like the revenue from the ads, which isn't much, but it all gets added up and donated to Children's Health Ireland. So YouTube paid out just there a few days ago, because it usually pays out the previous month on the 20th of the current month. So I think it was like the 21st or 22nd of January there. YouTube paid out the December earnings. Obviously they're higher because people are, you know, I definitely don't get €350 every single month from YouTube. I wish I did. But yeah, €350 was the total added. It was just a little bit under €350, and I just added in a small bit just to bring it up to €350. So that has been donated, and this are the receipts. Not that anyone doesn't trust me. Well, okay, maybe they don't. I just want to take the element of trust out of it. So I think it's important, especially when you're saying you're doing something for charity, to actually show the receipts. Otherwise, it can be a bit sus, I think, personally. Yeah, so this is all the information here. This is the receipt they basically gave me. and emailed it to me. So yeah, €350, and that's to Children's Health Ireland, and they'll allocate that to whatever projects or whatever operations or children's need operations for whatever. Yeah, they decide where it's best to give it. They will also usually contact me in a few weeks saying, thanks for the donation, you donated $350. If you provide your PRSI number, that's basically your social security number, whatever it's associated with your taxes, they'll be able to get a bit more. I think how that works is they claim back some of the taxes I've paid and it bumps up the donation more. So I'll let you know if and when that happens. It should happen. It usually happens a few weeks after, because I remember last year and the year before they did it. All right, so thank you very much. If you... anyone, like, it doesn't matter if you're a channel member or not, it doesn't matter if you're giving a super chat or not, if you watch the channel, you give the view, if you like the video or subscribe, you tell the algorithm that, you know, you like this, and it puts it out more, and more views kind of help increase the ad revenue, which isn't that much, but still it all helps. So thank you very much, I appreciate that. New videos on the channel. This is a big one there. I put this up, I think it was last Monday, not a Monday before that. The Mark IV Collection Tour 2025. Was it this Monday? Has it been a week? I can't remember. Was it this Monday or week? No, I think it was last Monday. Anyway, it's been up there now. It's Mark IV Collection Tour. I have to say, I think this is the nicest. This is the best collection tour I've ever done. And it is the nicest in terms of, well, it definitely has the most figures anyway, but it is the nicest in terms of the configuration, the display, the lighting, the poses, the Neo LEDs, the light up bases, and all that stuff that I've ever done personally. So I hope you like it as well. If you haven't watched it, please go and give it a watch. My thoughts on the exclusive Artisan Winter Soldier. Might touch on that later on. My review on the In-Art Superman that went up yesterday. And right, so what are we going to be talking about? Don't want to hold you hostage. This we're going to be talking about. I'm going to give you my updates to my current collection. I'm going to give you some display updates. I'm going to talk about the new figures that I brought into the collection since I did episode number 4, Collection Direction, about a year ago. I'm going to outline the figures I sold, not that many, just 3 in total, and explain why. And show you my pre-order list, which actually is not bad. And then my wish list. Wish list, the way I define wish list for this purpose, I know wish list, a lot of people say, okay, give us a Sarah Connor 2.0 or a Ripley 2.0 or Jungle Hunter. I get that. I understand it. For the purpose of this, I'm saying the wish list is figures that I've out there. They're already up for pre-order. They exist. But I just haven't actually pulled the trigger on the pre-ordering them yet. So we'll get to that. So I'm going to start off with I'll address the chat really quickly, and then we'll move on. So, Ryan says a bit of everything, just jamming, writing music for my band I've recently formed. Yeah, into metal, rock, Metallica, Trivium, Butterfur, My Valentine, Avenged Sevenfold, that kind of thing. Are you a Mastodon fan, Ryan? I'd like to see Mastodon live. I'm not the biggest Mastodon fan, but I'd still like to see them live. Same as Metallica. I'd like to see Metallica live. I'm not the biggest Metallica fan either, but I just want to see them live before they retire, basically. Those guys will probably be playing until they die anyway. One sick kid is going to get an Artisan with that. Not sure that's how it works. I think they kind of put the money towards life-saving operations, but I know that you're only joking anyway. Phil says a fantastic gesture considering you could have paid the jazzing shipping with it. Yeah, but then I suppose catch-22 as well. If you say if you're encouraging people to give super chats, which I don't normally do, apart from the month of December, then if you say it's for charity, people give you more super chats, obviously, because they're not giving it to you. They know they trust you're going to do the right thing and give it to the charity. So I wouldn't normally get 350. Okay, I'd normally get maybe €100, 120 thereabouts, like, you know. So, but yeah, so it's kind of like the 350 is not what I get every month. Definitely not. I wish it was, but yeah, people are more generous when it's for charity. But yeah, and I know what you're saying. But yeah. Every time I see this collection posted, I have to say it's the most aesthetically pleasing I've ever seen. Austin, I really do appreciate that. Phil is saying it's worth a watch, incredible collection. Thanks very much, Phil. I am quite proud of that. I do like how the figures on the right are mostly posed orthodox and on the left are southpaw. Probably just a coincidence. I've seen both of those bands. Great player, great live, true, good stuff. Jazz Inc. should be shipping soon. That is exciting, JB. Alright, let's start. Alright, so a general outline of my current collection. I have 65 6-scale figures currently in the collection. 7 are undisplayed, so there's 58 6-scale currently displayed. And if you watch the collection tour, you'll see exactly how they are displayed, those 58 1/6 scale. They've got 2 quarter scales, they're obviously in the video too, and 2 1/6 scale vehicles. The Batpod from The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises, and the Tumbler from Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. Alright, so that's the kind of, they're the numbers. Display updates. So the last time I did this, which was February in 2024 for Collection Direction Livestream episode number 4, this is what it looked like. I'm just looking through some of them. Now there was a gap obviously for 4 figures that I had incoming, but you know, it's very similar. The bottom shelf, my original trilogy. The second from the bottom is the Mandalorian stuff, and then MCU on the third. There's actually very similar display. Well, yeah, it is. There's definitely, it's not the same, but there's definitely some movement and reposing and stuff like that done. But there is, some of them are in the same cubes because that's the way I like them. And then the top then was kind of DC random, some of my random favorite movies. It's funny because the top I had for my favorite movies, so that should have been like, you know, like the Terminator 2 stuff, the RoboCop stuff, the Dark Knight stuff, 89 Batman. But the movie icons display, which I'll show you a photo later on, or you can check out the collection tour that I just put up, that kind of puts a spanner in the works because some of the nicest figures are actually downstairs in that. So that's what it was last year, and this is what it currently looks like. So this is exactly what I have behind me now. There's been no tweaks since I did this. Took this photo about a week ago, and this is what I used to make the thumbnail, not only for today, but the thumbnail for the Mark IV collection tour. So the bottom shelf, you've got original trilogy. Not because my worst figures on the bottom shelf, but because it's easier to wire them. Because if you look at those, there's the Bespin base, the 2 Death Star dioramas, the light up base that glows red for the 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi Vader, which is actually Boba Fett is standing on that bottom second cube on the bottom. They all have to be wired, and it's easier to wire them because I've drilled a hole in the bottom of the bleedings. So it just makes sense to have them there. Plus, you add in then there are 3 out of the bottom, like, you know, there's 3 CCFLs or Neo LEDs. Actually, 2 of them are Neo LEDs. The Obi-Wan on the left and the Return of the Jedi Vader in the middle, they're Neo LEDs. And then the Luke is still on a CCFL, and they're all from R15 Custom. So like there's a light up part to every single one of those cubes, with the exception of R2 and C-3PO. And to be honest, I may actually go and get them lit up as well. So that's why the original trilogy on the bottom. Plus, they're not really the bottom shelf because they're on huge module cases now, so like that elevates them up. But yeah, second tier then is the Mandalorian stuff. I'm pretty sure I have it in chronological order apart from the last 2, because if you look at the second shelf, so obviously the Durasteel Mandalorian on the second row, should we say. So the leading on the left, the second row, you've got the Durasteel Mandalorian reaching out to Grogu in the hover pram, and that's the correct hover pram. That's actually comes with the Beskar Mandalorian, and it shouldn't really because it's from the season 1. But anyway, I don't think he actually used that hover pram with the Beskar. But anyway, so that's the first episode, and then the second part, then it's Chrome Mando. But like, I used to have, well, I still have it, the deluxe Beskar Mandalorian, the non-chrome one there, and that made sense because chronologically he had the Durasteel, then he moved on to that. But this one here is out of chronological order because even though it's the chrome version, this is from season 2, episode 2. But like, that's the reason he's there, is because I used to have the Beskar non-chrome one there. Yeah, so then you have the Boba Fett because he turned up in season 2, episode 1. Then you have, of course, Ahsoka. I think she's 5 or something like that. And then in comes, or becoming 4 or 5. Then in comes the reclaimed armor Boba. And then Book of Boba Fett. Cad Bane, it's a rare exception to the triple threat rule, really. Well, it is and it isn't. Love the character. Didn't love the source material, the Book of Boba Fett, but really loved the episode he was in. I think it was episode 5. And then finally, Mandalorian Luke just looks incredible. You can't really see it there from that angle, but the CCFL he has. And I suppose that's one of the disadvantage of the bleedings there, so it's cutting out a little bit of that CCFL. But yeah, I like the way it frames the figures. Then the shelf above that is all MCU. Yeah, so you've got obviously Iron Man 1, Endgame Cap there, Iron Man 2, which is not one of my favourite movies, but the Mark 6 is, it's just, it's my favourite armour. And of course the Mark 6 posed next to the Mark 1 War Machine. They shared some great scenes in Iron Man 2. And then you have Homecoming on the right then. Of course, top shelf then, where was 89 going to be? Or the Dark Knight, always top shelf. And of course that DX13 Terminator. And of course that gifted Peacemaker. Yeah, I wouldn't say Peacemaker is like one of my favourite shows of all time, or it's not my favourite character of all time, but I really did like the show. I liked his appearance in James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, and I thought Peacemaker was a great show. So, and it's a fantastic figure. And it was gifted to me from Joao Big Brother. Haven't spoke to Joao in a while, but I hope he's doing well. And if you're watching this on the replay or something, shout out to you. Ian says, I'd like to stay, but I have a date with an Argentinian steakhouse. We'll forgive you. That would be significantly better. Probably have some red wine with that steak, no doubt. A bit jealous. Beautiful collection, Shane. Enjoyed your collection tour. Thanks, Ryan Smith, who's a channel member. I really do appreciate that as well. And Low-Key Calvin, aka Low-Key Collector. What's up, fellas? Good morning from SoCal. How you doing, man? Good to see you. It's a random stream here. Alright, so let's move on from that. So, this is what it was. This is what it is. And similarly, this is where the troopers were, and this is where they are now. So, they're on a module case now, and I'll give you a zoomed out image of that as well, just to show you exactly where they are. Then on the left module case, we've got the tumbler with that MMS 595 Batman Begins, which is a kind of terrible figure, really, but I've updated it with the OT Customs cape and the Jackson shoe cowl. And I got the matte body as well, so yeah, it's looking the business there now. And I really like that tumbler. So this is what it looks like all in. So the exact same setup that I have showcased in the Mark IV collection tour. So on the top there you see what I've just shown you. And on the bottom you've got the tumbler and Batman Begins. And the right then you have, of course, all those troopers. Random thought. I'm rewatching The Mandalorian. Season 1 and 2. Just like a lot of the Disney Plus stuff, whether it's MCU or Star Wars, is disposable shite. And I don't go back to rewatch them. But The Mandalorian is the exception to that rule. So good. That and Andor. Well, Mandalorian season 1 and 2. The season 3 I will not be rewatching, but so good. Just builds up to that perfect crescendo when you have Luke returning, which I think is probably the best episode, but so good. This was the floating shelf. So literally, if I'm looking straight away here, like this is what I'm looking at. That corner desk where the quarter scale QS19, the Dark Knight, the DX9, the quarter scale version of DX19, which is also called the QS19. This is what I'm looking at here. So I can see all the floating shelves here. I can't remember why that one was empty. It was obviously moving things around. But if I click on, this is what it looks like now. So this was taken maybe half an hour ago. So I've added in the kind of vintage looking Star Wars framed poster. You got the Construction Mark III. You've got a little Endgame display there, which all those figures after the Construction version Mark III, as far as Thanos straight up there, they're all Endgame figures. So you've got Hawkeye, Black Widow, you've got Rocket. They're standing on the staircase diorama that comes with the Return of the Jedi 40th Vader, but I couldn't actually fit that into the Bleeding, so I just thought it was a really cool, very versatile looking stairs. You've got Low-Key standing on, I said Low-Key, like Low-Key, as in Calvin Low-Key Collector. Low-Key standing on that beautiful base from Spider-Man 3, that kind of rock base, which Ian actually got for me, H and Silver Fox, so thank you very much for that. 27 people watching live. We're picking up for this random stream. Then you got the Mark 85. I really like that Mark 85 pose. I actually have the light up kit for that, but it's kind of awkward to light it up. It's fine when it's in the Bleeding. You can make the wire disappear, and as soon as it hits the back left or right frame of the Bleeding, because the wires from the fusion reactors and the wires from the frames on the Bleedings are both black, they disappear, and then you can tape them down and all that. And yeah, but like for the floating shelves, I could probably still do it, but it just, the wires be so obvious coming down through the wall. So what I considered is getting little power packs, but then you have to turn them on individually, so that kind of sucks. Yeah, but that still looks the business. Like realistically, yeah, well, I was about to say, no, there's a few things here that light up. Like, let's face it, the construction version lights up. The Mark 85 lights up. The Thanos Gauntlet lights up. And then the quarter scale Batman and the Iron Man there. The people are probably looking at, why is Batman not wearing a cape? But like, he's got it's the quarter scale version. He's got the backpack on from that hung. He's got the sticky bomb gun. And he's just standing there. And he's got the backpack on him as if he's about to jump off it. And in fairness, like, I really like this pose. I hadn't reposed him in about a year. So I took the cape off, replaced it with the backpack, took the grappling gun out of the hand and put it in the sticky bomb gun in his hands, and I'm actually hanging the grappling gun off the belt, and I've added all his little accessories, so it looks pretty damn good. But yeah, so if you flick back here, you had the quarter scales on the desk. Now the desk is huge, there's a lot of space for them, so that can be done if I need to, but I think I just prefer them up there. So on the left here, you've got like the start of the movie icons display. I had the DX-19, the in-art purple coat Joker rooted, the T-800 police shootout Terminator, the Robocop from 1987, one with the chair but without the chair, the Mark 47? Mark 47, the Homecoming Spider-Man, and then Deadpool 2, Deadpool and Cable. But I've always kind of wanted to really hone in on that movie icons display and make it a bit more obvious. Like, I want everyone to come in, anyone that comes into the room, regardless of their age or where they're from, they're able to go, oh, that's Batman, that's Superman. So I've got like the in-art Robert Pattinson Batman, top left. So we're looking at the right photo now. The in-art Superman, which is breathtaking. Still have Terminator and Robocop, but I have them in the chair. Doc Ock, and then the Spider-Man from No Way Home, the red and blue final swingsuit, and then Deadpool, that's the new one with the gold guns from Deadpool and Wolverine, and of course Wolverine from the 1973 Wolverine. So that's yeah, it's kind of up to date now. Right, the Undisplayed, if you go back here, I mentioned that I have currently in the collection 65 6-scale figures, and 7 of them are undisplayed. So they're the only 7 you're not going to see in that you're not going to see those 7 in the Mark IV collection tour. If you watch it, you'll see the 58. Undisplayed, I've got the Big Chief Studios, which are now bust. Tommy Shelby and Arthur Shelby. I reboxed them up again. I'm at that stage where I kind of have to rotate things every now and then. I could still display them here, but there's nowhere where I want to display them properly. I want to give them, I don't want to just put them randomly on a shelf personally, and they're limited to 400 each because they're the signed ones. Special edition, which come with the extra pieces as well. Deadpool 2, Deadpool and Deadpool 2 Cable. Obviously, the new Deadpool moved in, Deadpool 2 moved out, but I still really like Deadpool 2, so I don't want to sell those two. Deadpool 2 Cable as well. Cable's a great figure and it's unique, and I have a soft spot for metal arms. Even like the joke in that particular movie, like, at what point Deadpool says, like, what point does audiences get sick of metal arms, like, but they're just cool. They have been cool, like, I mean, since Terminator. Then you got the Winter Soldier, then you got the obviously Cable, just cool looking figure. But I really like the design with the poncho, and Josh Brolin was, fairness, Josh Brolin, he was no spring chicken, but he was absolutely ripped for that role, and you gotta appreciate that. And then the 3 bottoms, the Battle Damage Armored Batman Lando and Beskar Deluxe. Now, there's nothing really on the chopping block, but sometimes if I have figures undisplayed, some of them I'll post for sale, but I will put them at a price which is like they're not going to sell for that. And the reason I do that is because it's kind of like, just if I was offered those prices, I'd be like, okay, I can pass that on because I can probably get that back cheaper if I really want to, and just kind of injects a bit of funding into the hobby, whatever. See, with the Battle Damage Armored Batman, I'm probably not going to I'm not going to sell that, because at some point I'm holding on to that because I want to display it with the in-art Superman, and I'd like to get that Kryptonite Spear lit up as well with a fusion. Lando just had to be moved out because he got replaced by C-3PO and R2-D2, and C-3PO and R2-D2 are far more iconic and key characters and more important than Lando in my opinion. And Beskar Mando Deluxe, well, I've got 2 Mandalorians on display. And if I was to sell that Beskar Mando Deluxe, which I know a lot of people have, and you're selling it for half nothing, then the hover pram, which is the right hover pram for that pose, the one with the on the pilot episode when he finds Grogu, that hover pram comes with that. So I nearly have to sell that or just sell it incomplete, like, which makes it harder to sell. And let's face it, that thing's going for nothing. Like, but yeah, so they're up boxed up at the moment. New pickups, there were heaps. Now I'm going to go through, I'm going to hold off on this. I'm going to go into this. I want to speak about the Winter Soldier. I'm not going to go through all the news and stuff like that because we're going to do that on the Hope Show on Monday night. But I do want to kind of have a quick chat about the Winter Soldier because I did actually jump in the queue for this. And I'll tell you why. Well, it's pretty cool, but it's not a perfect figure. Just want to address the chat really quickly. Do I have anyone there that I have to catch up on? It's amazing you bought a module case and changed your whole setup just to free up space for the incense sticks. Hey man, look, it's really important. It's really important that this room smells good, right? I want people to come in here and go, this is like a museum. SG Collectibles, good morning Shane. Good morning SG Collectibles, where are you watching from? I rewatched season 3 a few weeks ago. It's better than I remember, except for that god-awful episode with Jack Black and Lizzo. Yeah, I remember when like people were giving out about that, and it was like the kind of defenders were saying like, oh, it's you just don't like Lizzo or you just don't like Jack Black, and I was like, no, just the whole episode was pointless filler. It's nothing against Jack Black or Lizzo. I quite like Jack Black. I couldn't care less about Lizzo. I don't listen to her music or whatever, but like yeah. Who else do we got? Super clean, gorgeous setup. Inspired me to do the same. Oh, cool. With earthquakes, that would have me petrified. I can't. What are you in reference to? The floating shells, maybe? Let me know, Calvin. The movie icons. Yeah, that's probably the display out of all the displays. That's the one I'm most happier with. This is Bob. 1 second, Bob. I'm gonna sort you out, Bob. 1 second. Okay, give me 1 second. Just remember, Bob, you're my number one guy. 1 second. Bear with me, folks. I want to help this guy out because he's very supportive of the channel. So if I go to Instagram and I go to his story. Oh no, did it? Oh, you know what I'll do? I'll get it from the history. I've got it here. Bear with me, folks. Bear with me. So Bob Tiny Art Guy has a channel, and he put up a collection tour today. So I want to find it. I was watching this earlier on and it's not coming up. Aha, I have it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share it. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste it into the live chat. Okay, right. That there is Tiny Art Guy's YouTube channel. He makes these. He's obviously a collector. That's his YouTube channel. He just put up a short collection tour. It's only about 6 minutes long, but it's worth a watch. He is, I think he's currently on maybe just under 100 subs. I think he's in around 80. So if you could just help him out, click on that link, click on the sub on your burner account as well. And yeah, check out the tour. We'll catch in a replay as family here playing Snakes and Ladders. Good stuff, competitive stuff. The floating shelves, I got you. No, I see where you're going with that, Calvin. Great to see you on a different day. On Monday without a panel. Face off be interesting. Yeah. An OG fan is subscriber number 80 to Bob the Tiny Art Guys channel. Good stuff. Thanks for the support. I appreciate that. Definitely going to check that out after stream. Would love seeing collecting tours. Yeah, good stuff. All right. Let's have a quick chat on the Winter Soldier before I go through my new pickups from this year. All right, so let's have a look. Okay, so look, this was like 400 and something. I want to get you the exact price on that. So this has gone to waitlist. It's been waitlisted. It's sold out. There's 3,000 in total, 2,000 with the shield, 1,000 without the shield. Those numbers are weird. I always thought it should be the more limited one should be the one that comes with the extra thing. But Hot Toys logic. These people released Pennywise at Christmas. That is my kind of go-to example of how ridiculous they are. And if I don't know if this will even show up for me. Okay, newest. If I gotta go to, I know I gotta go to availability. You can't actually see what I'm doing, can you? All right. Now you can. There you go. So I'm on Sideshow's site, and I've gone to new pre-orders, and there you go. Waitlist open. It's $430, and it was $430 for the special or the collector. The only difference is the special comes with the shield. I don't usually jump in the queues for these because I get my stuff from Lion Rock the vast majority of the time because they give me a better deal. They give me free worldwide shipping, so there's that. So I don't have to pay $50 from Sideshow. I don't pay customs. That can be over €100. And then they typically offer me a better deal than what it is on Sideshow for retail. So that's a no-brainer. But I just hopped in a queue anyway. I was off and I said, you know what, I'm going to go in and have a look. My thoughts on this haven't changed since the video I put up. I don't think it's all the way there yet. I think this is kind of reminds me of Doc Ock. I think overall Doc Ock is a fantastic figure. But it's glaringly obvious that the Doc Ock head sculpt isn't up to scratch. With the glasses on, at best I'd give it a 7 out of 10. It doesn't detract when I look at it on the shelf though, because I'm blown away by those arms, the fact that they're articulated, especially that I have it freestanding. No crotch grabber, no stand, no waist clamp. He's got the glasses on. He's in a really, really good pose. All the different arms are slightly in different orientations. One has the blade. He's holding on to a kind of a Spider-Man, one of those red material masks that actually comes with the Homecoming one. So it adds a pop of color as well to it. I love the figures with trench coats. I have a soft spot for anyway. Trench coats and metal arms. You know yourself. But it reminds me of this. What's great about this is I love the fact that they've gone and they've said, well, you know what? The main complaint was the main complaint people got was it was peeling. And now we're going to give you the genuine leather top. So it's a type of leather. So genuine leather, from what I understand, doesn't mean it's real leather. It means genuine leather is actually a type of leather. And I don't think it's the best quality leather, but it's better than pleather. So that should prevent it from peeling. Should. Now I know you have to treat leather as well like that, but the standard, the quality of the material has gone up. I like the way they provided 3 interchangeable arms. I don't care. Would it be fair if it was die-cast? Yes. I don't really care too much. It looks like metal to me. Fine. Yeah, die-cast would be cool. But I like the way that there's 3 different ones. 2 pre-posed. I think he has one kind of straight, one bent, and then one of them actually articulates anyway. So that is pretty cool. The magnetic base, love that. I'm a big fan of them, whether it's Hot Toys or in art. However, I heard Caustic Plastic do the best ones. I kind of wish, I don't like that stupid track mechanism in the in-art one. I think it's cheap and I don't like it. I haven't had issues with it, but I take the time to go, okay, this is the pose I have. The foot's going to be here and here, and really try to dial in that's where the magnets are, but I find it's just a bit limited and I think the magnets could be stronger. They should just do the full magnetic base. So I'm hoping that Hot Toys do this, because I think that's what Caustic Plastic do. I don't own a Caustic Plastic figure, but I've heard their base is magnetic base. They've been doing it for a while and they've been doing it well. So I hope Hot Toys and InArt take note. I love the fact that it comes with an absolute heap of weapons. You've got like the big kind of assault. I'm not a gun guy. I think, I don't have a gun. I'm not a gun guy. But I just, for purpose of like John Wick style characters or this style character, he needs to come with the guns. I think it's pretty cool. So you've got that kind of like assault rifle machine gun type thing. You've got the device that he uses to, it fires, I believe, like a disc out of it, which bounces underneath Nick Fury's car and then magnetizes to the chassis underneath and then, you know, blows it up. You've got a few different daggers by the looks of things. You've got a gun on his left hip, another different style gun, handgun on the right hip. And you've got the kind of short, kind of Uzi style machine gun. So that's pretty cool. The usual interchangeable swap out hands. So like, there's a lot to like about it. But, oh yeah, and plus you've got you can have the unmasked look. You can have the masked look, or then the fully masked look with the goggles. There's a lot of stuff. Like, overall, if it turns out like this, I still think overall there's more positives than negatives. However, you know what I'm going to say? It's nothing particularly original, but that really doesn't look like Bucky. It doesn't really look like Sebastian Stan. It's not a travesty. I think it's probably about a 6 out of 10 in terms of likeness. In terms of realism, man, like the two pillars of a head sculpt for me are: does it look like a 6 scale human being? Does it look realistic? You know, at a quick glance, could you be like, that's a person, not a figure? 100%. In the same way that the Human Torch was a very realistic looking sculpt, it just did not look like Chris Evans. And here, while the Human Torch looked nothing or very little like Chris Evans, this one here, at certain angles I can see where they're coming from. I'd say it's about 6 out of 10. It needs work. So one of the main attractions of Hot Toys in general, and one of the main attractions in terms of Hot Toys Artisan, is the head sculpts. So here, a few little tweaks here. Number one thing is, this is branded the Winter Soldier. Give him the eye makeup. Give him the eye makeup. It's not branded Bucky. It's the Winter Soldier. Give him the eye makeup. That is probably the number one thing. And the reason I'm saying that, because even if it's said, okay, here, like, he looks a bit more like Bucky. That's probably the strongest one, but it's not nowhere near all the way there. But if I flick through to this is what I would do. I would pose him like that. Yeah, look, I'm going to go back to this, because I would pose him like that. Or swap out the gun on his right hand for the bigger machine gun. But for that to work, I think he does need the makeup. So that's my number one, like, request would be to give him the bloody eye makeup. Number two, then, I just think he's got too much forehead. He's got like an 8 head, okay, and it's too wide. Like, I think it's a gap between the two eyebrows, maybe. So that's the second thing. Just the forehead just seems a bit too wide. The third thing then is that the hair looks good in the sense that, okay, yeah, it looks like good quality rooted hair. However, the style doesn't suit him. He had messier hair, and this is a bit too thick. So there are the three things. Number one, give him the eye makeup. Number two, adjust that forehead and that kind of gap between the eyebrows. I think that would make it look a bit more like Sebastian Stan. And then the third part, that hair needs to be thinned out a bit and messier. That's just the way I can see it. This is not all the way there yet. I think maybe a 6 out of 10. I still jumped on though, because you futz that hair and you put the mask on him, like, you know, get rid of it's but the thing is, while I would probably pose him in this configuration here, I got a comment on the video saying, yeah, let's be fair, most people want him with the mask. That's not the point. They're advertising as 3 different ways: unsculpted, or sorry, unmasked, should I say, unmasked, masked, and masked with goggles. You should be able to pose all 3, and it keeps your display fresh in the same way that you're going to swap out the arms or the weapons and the pose and keep your display fresh. A lot of people, when the Terminator T1000, the new one, was announced, like, oh, there's 4 different ways, I'm getting 2, I'm getting 3. No. In a time when space is, everyone's paying the space war, and in a time where the cost of living is going up and the amount of money that you have, even if you've got a good job and things are going well and all that, the money that you have for like discretionary luxury items like this or hobbies is going to be decreasing. It's not the time to be buying 2 or 3 figures for 2 different configurations. Now maybe it is if you're like I'm a diehard Terminator fan, but at the same time I still have to catch myself on. My point in that is that just buy the one figure and every now and then repose it. It keeps your display fresh. You're not going to get bored with the same pose, because otherwise it's like, what's the point? You know what I mean? So yeah,
catch your cell phone.
Yeah, I personally won't be buying 2 or 3 different T1000s. I'll buy one, and then every so often, every few months, even if it's just quarterly. I'm not saying every day or every week. Like, people have things to do. It takes time to dial in a pose. maybe every now and then, maybe once a quarter, go pick out 3 or 4 figures. I'm going to repose you, you, and you. And T1000 is a perfect example. It comes with a bunch of different things. Makes it fun to repose. So yeah, I did have my thoughts on the Winter Soldier. I did jump on and I got in and everything, but yeah, it was just like I was in. I literally was past the queue. I was in there. It was still available allegedly, and no matter which one I wanted a special edition. Kept trying for special edition. Tried collector. No joy. I'm not too pushed, but I would become too pushed if there's an update, which I think there's going to be to this, and they're like, we have added the black-eyed makeup and adjusted the head sculpt and it looks more like Sebastian Stan. I think that's going to happen. But then again, will it happen? They've released 3,000. They're all sold out. So why would they bother? Why would they bother putting more R&D into this when it's like, sure, those morons bought it anyway? Do you mean? I'm not calling anyone morons. I'm just, you know what I'm saying. All right, so I'm going to flick back to this and we're going to check on the... Right, we're going to go through my new pickups. I said new pickups since I did this a year ago. I want to check the chat. What are you looking for most 2025? Your number one pick? Oh, it's got to be yellow and blue Hugh Jackman Wolverine, or the T800 2.0, or the Inart Paul. I ordered Inart Paul day one, went straight to source, straight from Inart, because that's what they were saying. Oh, we've got we've worldwide distribution, so you can order from wherever you want. I wanted to see what that experience would be like, and I knew full well if I just go to Lion Rock, they're going to give you free worldwide shipping. I won't have to pay customs, and they'll probably give me a more competitive deal, and I might even get it to me quicker. But I didn't do any of that because I wanted to see what the experience has been like. And yeah, it's been a month. People in the UK have it, so people in Scotland have it, people in England have it, people in the States have it. And I emailed them and they get back to you very slowly and go, oh yeah, we're doing it in batches. So it's no real difference. The only difference is I'll have to pay more. So I think that's a fair complaint. Like, if they're going to do it, they should be just like, it's out now, it's out for everyone, ship it on. But like, yeah. What figure you love, Hot Toys or Inarts, to do have not... What figure you love, Hot Toss or Inarts, Hot Toys or Inarts, to do have not done before? You're really excited. You need to type a little bit slower. There must be new ones, not the same figures. They keep doing what you think. So basically things that haven't been done before. Well, off the top of my head, they're on about doing a Chani, which would be kind of cool, given the strength of Dune 2 in particular. Fade Route, that'd be pretty cool. There's off the top of my head. To be honest though, there are... I'll be honest though, I'm not, maybe not the answer you want, but I'm more interested in stuff that has been done before, but has been done so long before that they're dated and I don't want to go back and pick them up. I want a Ripley. I don't care if it's from Alien or Aliens. Just not from Alien 3 or Resurrections. I want a Sarah Connor. A John Connor would be nice. There you go. That's one that no one has done. I would also like... Matrix, the first one. I don't think the Hot Toys Matrix one is bad, to be fair, but I see that Neo Matrix is on that kind of Q&A session from Inart. Yeah, Matrix, the first one. Neo. You know, the harness, the black, long coat, duffel bag, guns, lots of guns. That'll do. I don't need Trinity. I don't need Morpheus. If they do it, super. I'll give it a look, but that's what I want. We got Justin here. How you figure first name basis? I was watching your casual Friday stream today on a casual Saturday. I had you in the ears when I was at the gym and when I was in pain and I was, you know, getting on to the 8th or 9th rep. I was like, no, Justin wouldn't give up. Justin wouldn't give up. Keep going. So yeah, I like to think you've contributed to my overall health, Justin. Thank you very much. If you haven't done so already, check out How You Figure. Those live streams are just... He's just hilarious. He's very easy to listen to. I like the guy. Gio, Gia, how are you doing? Speaking of another person that I like, he's been on the channel. He was on Monday nights. Thanks very much for coming on and tuning in. We got 25 people watching live. Whether you're watching live or on the replay, consider hitting that like and subscribe button, and consider becoming a channel member if you want to support the channel in a different way. Ryan Smith, speaking of channel members, how you doing? When do you think Artisan Darkside Anakin is coming? Seems the most obvious. Yeah, but you know what? In order for that to be a hit, the first one needs to be a hit. So that first one, which has been delayed, which surely can come out, like, that needs to be a hit, right? So now, if they put up an Artisan Darkside Artisan for pre-order today, it would sell out. But realistically, that's the one I kind of want to see how that turns out, because the Joker's hair, the Artisan one, no disrespect to anyone who has the Hot Toys Artisan Joker, I'm not 100%, I'm not sold on that. Like, I think the figure overall looks pretty good, but I still think the in-art one has the edge. I still prefer the body proportions on the in-art. I still prefer the hunch on the in-art. I still prefer the die-cast weapons. I still prefer the tailoring. And I prefer the hair, the rooted hair and the hairline. I think what Hot Toys is going for at the Artisan one, the look of the face, I think there's details in the face. I think they actually made him look a bit too old, to be honest, but there are definitely, the head sculpt is strong, that's what I'm saying. But the hair, I was trying to put my finger on this. The hair is kind of like, it's too thick, definitely, and it looks too kind of styled, Maybelline, just like Wella or whatever. Like, it's definitely thicker than it should be. The hairline isn't right. And while the rooted hair, it's hard because the rooted hair, whatever you want to call it, implanted hair, it looks good. It's not necessarily the right hair for that Joker. So I'm wondering, will they get the kind of Anakin surf hair right? But you're right, they're going to do Darkseid, yeah. In-Arts Paul is amazing. Can't wait till you do reviewing him. Yeah, me neither. Can't wait until I get it in hand. You're right, man. You're right, man. I'm only poking fun. I just thought you were particularly excited and passionate about typing in this stuff. So, yeah, I was only making fun, man. I appreciate you, Shane. I appreciate you, Justin. So, I think Darkseid drops immediately alongside Artisan. Yeah, that could be. Yeah. No, the Heath Ledger did have hair. He had plenty of hair. I hear a lot of people saying his hair was thinning. I don't think his hair was thinning. He had a nice, good head of hair in him. Just the hairline was just further back. Okay, so new pickups. Since the last time I did this in, I think, February 2024, there's two figures that aren't on this. I've got the, I picked up two of the standard troopers with the bases, the light up Death Star diorama bases. I had that exact trooper before, but I picked up the stormtroopers to them because I wanted, when I did pick, that's a reissue, and the first time around when I got a shot at it, I didn't go for the light up diorama base, so that was kind of annoying. Okay, so give me 1 second. I think someone might be at the door. 1 second. No, someone's at the neighbor's door. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah, so besides the ones on this photo here, I did pick up two of those original trilogy stormtroopers with the light up Death Star diorama because I had the 1.0, which is essentially the same thing, and I went for the regular and didn't get the light up diorama base the first time around and regretted it, so I sold that and picked up two of those stormtroopers, the light up bases. Okay, grand. So what else did I pick up? I picked up the in-art Batman, so we're going from the top left. The Hot Toys No Way Home Doc Ock, absolutely love that figure. Yeah, I know the head sculpt isn't all the way there, but absolutely love it. Return of the Jedi. Speaking of head sculpts, which are all the way there, the Return of the Jedi 40th Anniversary Darth Vader, fantastic. Cad Bane, that desert scene gets me every time. The 1973 Wolverine, Days of Future Past. I think it's one of my, it's like the top 3 Hugh Jackman Wolverine performances or Wolverine movies. Logan, Deadpool, Wolverine, and then Days of Future Past. Just great performances, great movies. 1989 Batman there with the custom Jackson shoe, drape cape E. And then bottom row there, you've got the in-art Superman, which is I think the most recent one into my collection. No business being as it's good. Those in-art figures are incredible. And I'm loving those wired capes. Very, very cool. I love the way they have a wired and a drape cape. The in-art one above it should have came with a drape cape as well. I'll eventually pick up a drape cape, but I love the wired cape on that as well. It's just not, you can't drape it though. You need it to, there's a lot of cape going on there. You really need, for that Batman one, if it, it's a wired cape, you have to pose it dynamically. It doesn't work hanging down. If you want to hang it down, you need to get a drape cape realistically. Then the red and blue Tom Holland No Way Home final swing suit. 3PO and R2D2, that's the deluxe R2D2. I worked backwards on that. The Deadpool and Wolverine with the Golden Gun special edition from Deadpool and Wolverine. Bane, and then Chrome Mando. Oh, we have a rare sighting. KG, how are you doing? I was talking about the gym earlier on. How's your gym sessions going? Remember when you started streaming with us? You were just a young fella, and now you're a man. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Right, so they're the recent change-ups. Things I sold. 32 people watching live. We're going to lose a few people here. Look, I'm a big No Way Home fan. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Big fan of Tom Holland. I wasn't gone on the Tobey movies growing up, even though I grew up with them. Wasn't really gone on the Andrew Garfield movies. I kind of, just not my bag. Didn't really do anything for me. But I think I like Tom Holland's portrayal of Spider-Man, and I think it's stronger movies. I mean, think about it. It's like, think of the movies that he's in. No Way Home, Infinity War, Endgame. I mean, they're 3 of the best MCU movies right there. I really like Homecoming. Far From Home, not so much. I think it has its positives. But yeah, it's probably the weaker out of all his movies. Civil War. How did I forget Civil War? I mean, that's a good repertoire. Like, he's been in No Way Home, Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame. Like, they are going to be in most people's top 10 MCU movies. Right, so why did I sell Tobey? Because I originally had the plan of getting him, Andrew, and the integrated suit and posing them all together, doing some sort of a meme pose. And I saw how Andrew came out. I'd never actually pre-ordered Andrew, and I said I held off. And I had Tobey ordered because I thought the head sculpt was fantastic in a prototype. But then when I got it, the head sculpt was okay. Not as strong as the prototype, definitely not. The suit then, I thought the body looked quite small. Now, he was actually in good shape in that movie. I just didn't think the body was the right proportions. Like, this is a prototype, what you're looking at here. This isn't how it turned out. So I just don't think it was that particularly great. I figured, I was like, you know what? Are you really going to buy the integrated suit? And then Andrew, when you know that Andrew didn't turn out as good as it should have been either. And then pose the 3 of them together. And it's like, it's just something I made a call on it. I was like, you know what? Don't bother getting the Andrew. Don't bother getting the integrated. Be happy with the final swing red and blue suit, which is fantastic. It's one of the best figures released last year. And maybe put your money into getting an upgraded suit, Goblin or something like that. Got rid of Kenobi Vader. That's the only hot toy I've ever sold where I was like, I'm not sure if I made the right decision here. Because I had it where the 40th anniversary Return to Jedi Vader is before I got Return to Jedi 40th in. It was always going to be replaced by Return to Jedi 40th. But then I was like, right, I need to find a new place for him. I couldn't put him down in the movie icons display. But I was like, no, I don't think that's the right move. Sell this on. You can get it back if you need to. I don't think I will. But that is an incredible figure. But just isn't going to fit in the collection at the moment. And Endgame Iron Patriot, I got that for half nothing, to be honest. Got a brand new for half nothing. Had it posed up with Rocket on the shoulder. The only pose I ever put it in. I didn't have it lit up, and I was like, right, I'm going to move this. I'm going to keep Rocket, put Rocket in with Hawkeye and Black Widow. I'm going to pass on the Iron Patriot and just get a bit of money for inject it into the collection. Yeah, I sold Tobey, KG. I presume that's what you're knowing about. Or maybe it's Vader. Skinny Vet, good morning from Florida. Good morning from Ireland. If you're just joining, you missed the making fun of dyslexic people segment. It was very thorough. That's not true at all. Listen, you can be making fun of anyone, Richard. It's not Monday today, Shiny. Get back in your box. You drink your tea. I sold. Jeez, now I'm worse. I sold my Toby Spidey as well. Didn't like the figure. Hopefully a better version down the road. Yeah, they're like, you could see that on that quote on Shit Collectors Say, I'd say. All right. Yeah, so sold them. Yeah, no regrets. Although the Kenobi Vader, amazing. Chopping block. There's nothing really on the chopping block. Nothing really that I'm like, yeah, that's definitely going. So watch the space. Okay, pre-orders. Not bad. There's stuff on the wish list, but the Jazz Inc. 89 is effective. It's paid off. No, it's not effectively paid off. It is paid off, apart from the shipping, which would be $300. John Wick, have the deposit on it from Lion Rock. They get things a bit slower. Well, sometimes they get things like pretty much quicker than Sideshow, and I get them before people from Sideshow. And then other times it takes a while, because it's just like, it's a small operation. He's just like one of these guys that goes out and just gets it for you and sends it on. Feral Predator, paid the deposit. It's not released yet. Wolverine Deluxe, not released yet. Artisan Black Widow, not released yet. These are all from Lion Rock. In Art Paul is released. Have it on order from paid it day one from InArt, and yeah, apparently I'm in a later batch. All right. Battle Damage T800 2.0, deposit paid. Lion Rock. Empire Strikes Back Chewbacca. Went with Sideshow for this. Random. Not sure why. Just saw it come out and was like, right, I'll just lock it in there. Probably should have gone with yeah, probably should have gone with Lion Rock. And T1000. Yeah, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not too bad. That's in control. Now the wish list, I think that's the end of the slideshow there, but the wish list then, okay, what's out there that I haven't actually pulled the trigger on? I suppose the Winter Soldier, but to be honest, I'll probably just wait and see if they update it before making that decision. And I'm not like chomping at the bit for it either. The Han Solo, definitely the Han Solo is, yeah, just has to be ordered. The Xenomorph, I don't think I'm going to bother with that, because I'm holding out hope that they'll do like a big chap from Alien or an Alien Warrior from Aliens and a Ripley. Now, maybe that's false hope, but yeah, so the Han Solo is probably the one that is, no, it is the one that has been announced, is up for pre-order, that I haven't actually pulled the trigger on. Part of me is thinking they're going to do that Bespin Han Solo as well. So yeah, Austin, it's that's exactly the point there. The floodgates are open now. You'd imagine they've done an Endor Han. All that Harrison Ford is awkward. No one has a clue. Like, people say like, oh yeah, Jack Nicholson, so awkward with his likeness. Danny DeVito, so awkward with his likeness. As if you've met the person. Like, that's just something that some collector said on a forum, or some YouTuber says on their video and speculates. And the first person, in fairness, the first person to say it might be just, maybe, we don't know because we don't know, maybe he's just awkward with his likeness. So like, that's not even a dig at a content creator. That's just like, someone could be like, we don't know how these contracts work. No one really knows unless you've actually been in this, unless you're Robert Downey Jr. or you're Scarlett Johansson or you're Danny DeVito or whatever, and you're like, this is how they actually work, you know. But I'd imagine if they have the rights to their own likeness, for example, let's say hypothetically Jack Nicholson has the rights to his own likeness, so therefore when he is in a DC, when he was in Batman, it doesn't mean part of his contract says that his likeness is wrote away. Because I'd imagine the more powerful celebrities can go, yeah, I'm going to opt into this movie, that's fine, you can use my likeness for advertising, but yeah, I'm not signing my likeness away for like action figures or whatever. Maybe they're able to customize those contracts. So someone might have said, well, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. Maybe they have the rights to their own likeness and haven't signed it away. Maybe they're just awkward. And then someone runs with that and said, oh, you know, John the YouTuber says that, you know, Jack Nicholson is awkward with his likeness. But it's like, then it becomes a thing that doesn't actually happen. Like, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Dogito, gifted channel membership. Oh hey, a Saturday stream, and we have an imposter. Ryan, I really want to know that 4-pack Joker. Mine's in transit, but I haven't got an update in ages. Okay, that's obviously not your problem. Or maybe you have it. You have the InArt Joker 4-pack. Are you... What stage of the review are you at? I want to watch that. Are you kind of like, haven't started it yet, or you're in the middle of it? I'm looking for that. Artisan Mace Windu. The eyebrows, man. Could be a thing. Could be a thing. You need to get the likeness right. Shane, I did not mean to say anything bad. It's struggle writing, but I love your show. I struggle writing, but so I felt I can add a comment. Oh, good. Yeah, don't worry, man. Don't worry, man. Shiny is just winding me up. I wasn't making fun either. I use text speak myself sometimes as well. So it's like, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm expecting a New Hope 2.0. Yeah, that's going to happen for the 50th. But then again, it's like, you got to temper your expectations. Empire Strikes Back, which is, I think, the best Star Wars movie ever made. You got 4 to mark the anniversary, to mark the 40th. Return of the Jedi, there was a big kind of videos like, oh, we're going to do 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi line. Everyone was going, yeah, we're going to get Boushh Leia, and we're going to get Gamorrean guards, and we're going to get that guy who was in the background for 4.2 milliseconds. And then we got 2 figures. 2 great figures, though. C-3PO badly needed. And that Return of the Jedi Vader, yeah, fantastic. So, A New Hope, like, 50 could just come and go, and they'll give us a farm boy Luke or a Leia, and that'd be... No, you take a Leia, to be fairness, but... Yeah, so we don't know. We don't know. Jazz Inc. actually said it's hard to get Harrison's likeness. They had to do it for their 5,000 squishy Indiana Jones. What are you on about? Oh, sorry. Jay, I'm with you now, yeah. I'm with you. That makes more sense now. That makes more sense, yeah. Yeah. But I suppose, like, if you are that rich and famous, you can dictate, you can name your price, really. So it's like, it should be rephrased. It's not that they're difficult, it's that they're really expensive. Yeah, so look, that's pretty much it. I just want to do a short one there. That's the updates on the that's the update on the collection at the moment. I'm really happy at how it's looking. Really happy with how it's looking. But I do have that 4-pack inbound, so I need to make another. I have a plan, but I don't know is it a particular good plan. We'll see. Mark for Collection Tour is up there. If you haven't watched it, folks, maybe consider watching that. If you're watching live, there's 31 people watching live. Thanks very much. Thanks very much for your engagement. Thanks very much to anyone who's taken time to watch any videos, like the video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member, drop a super chat, all that kind of stuff. Really, really greatly appreciated. I'm going to get out of here and enjoy the rest of my day. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, regardless of where you are. And yeah, so maybe seeing you. Hope show will return on Monday night. And I think that's pretty much it. Just going to address these chats before we move on. Homo Collector UK, see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. See you on Monday. Thank you very much. Anything specifically you're hoping to hear about from the InArt interview tomorrow night? Who's interviewing InArt tomorrow night? I'll probably watch that. But like, this is what I'm going to hear. I'll have to ask Viper about that. No plans at the moment. The license awkwardness. The license is awkward to get. No, still no plans to do Star Wars or Marvel. What else will we hear? Yeah, we're rethinking the batch process. What else will we hear? Yeah, look, InArt, at the end of the day, what saves them is their products. Their products are incredible, but they need to sort out a few things. I will watch it though. Have a good weekend, everyone. And to you, same to you, Phil. And Will Foxification. Okay, so he's interviewing InArt. I will watch that. Absolutely, I will watch that because I want to. I'll watch it, but I'd imagine like the questions will probably be good, but the answers will probably not be what we want. I'll ask the team after Chinese New Year. You're not wrong, man. We should play bingo. We should play bingo with it. My money is on. There's going to be at least one. I'll have to talk to Viper. I'll have to talk to the team. No plans as of yet. But I know that Will is a big Terminator fan, so he's going to ask him about that surely. And I hope he asks him about the Neo. Because I want to know if it's from the first Neo and give us a timeline. But anyway, folks, I'm out of here. Thanks very much. And yeah, all done. Good luck.